Good morning. This story that I'm about to share with you is a crazy paranormal encounter. It is a true story and it happened to me, and I swear every bit of what I'm about to tell you is the God's honest truth. So, my son and I had moved into a small mobile home in a mobile home park over the weekend, using Saturday and Sunday to move as I had to go to work on Monday. Well, when I'm returning home from work, I noticed that the front door of my new home is swinging back and forth in the wind, wide open. So naturally, as a mom of a teenage son, I think that he hasn't locked the door. He's gone out the door and he hasn't locked the door or closed the door properly. So I pull around back. The driveway was, the driveway was situated so that you went in and came out from the back door of the mobile home. So I pulled in. I went into the house. I went to the front door that was just swinging wildly in the wind. And I go to close it, and it bumps before it closes. And I look, and that little deadbolt latch thingy that secures the door is sticking out. And I'm like, what? It's not making sense to me. So I fixed the issue. I put the little latchy thing, turn the knob, puts the little latchy thing back inside the door, and I closed the door, and then I secured the door. Well, I didn't think too much about it. I was just kind of irritated at my son that he would leave the door open. So he had a part-time job, and when he returned home, I asked him about it. Not really scolding, but showing a little bit of irritation. So he said, Mom, he said, I never went near the front door. So I was like, okay, as a mother does, okay, son, please, next time you leave the house, make sure that the doors are locked. Okay, 2 days later, on a Wednesday, I come home. My mobile home is parallel to the road. So, I glance over, and there again, the door is swinging open. I'm like, darn it, Neil. I told you to be careful and lock the house. So I go inside again. Again, the safety latch is still extended on the deadbolt, and there's no way with that latch engaged that the door could have opened. So now I'm becoming more curious. Well, I fix the front door, make sure it's secured, double check it. 2 days later, I'm coming home from work. Once again, the door's open. It's just wide open for the whole neighborhood to see. So this is catching my curiosity now. I'm not scared. I really just don't know what to make of it. And in view of the fact that I had just left a toxic spouse, I thought maybe he was playing some kind of games, and I'm not sure how he was getting in the house, but that's what I thought. I thought, well, my toxic spouse was playing games with me, trying to scare me. So I put it in the back of my mind, and I enjoyed my weekend, and I started the next week on Monday morning, getting up and going to work. And let's see, I gotta look at my notes here because there's more story to come. So then we're in week number 2, and what happens is encounter number 2. I'm relaxing on the couch, drinking a cup of coffee, or maybe it was a Pepsi, and I'm watching TV, watching the news, and something catches my eye coming out of my bedroom. So I turn to look, and there was a ball, a child's ball, multicolored ball. It was about this big, one of those that you can buy at Walmart or some other department store for little kids to play with. So here it is, about this big, on the floor, rolling out of my bedroom. It goes through the kitchen. It comes past me, through the living room, and it goes into my son's bedroom. And there's absolutely nothing touching it. So at this point, my eyes are this big around. I know my son's not at home, but I call out to him anyway. Son, are you here? No response. So I get up and I start in my bedroom looking for my son. I'm the only one in the mobile home. How in the world did this child's ball get into my house? Because my son is 16 years old. He has no use for a child's ball. And I'm looking, I look this way, I look this way. I'm the only one there. So about this time, my heart starts to race. My anxiety starts to go through the roof, and I'm trying to calm myself down. Okay, Robin. Okay. It's going to be all right. So I go into my son's bedroom, and I'm looking for the ball because that's the last place I saw it go. There's no ball. To this day, I've never found that ball. Okay, that was encounter number 2. And I'm starting to get a little uneasy. I don't want to say anything to my son because I don't want to, scare him in any way. We had barely moved. So then encounter number 3, several days later, for some reason I was home during the day. I don't know if I wasn't feeling good or if I was just taking a break from work. Really not sure, but I was home during the day and it was midweek. So I have a habit of taking my bedroom mattress and placing it in the living room on the floor so that I can stretch out completely and be comfortable and watch TV. So that's what I did. Had my little cup of coffee, enjoying myself, watching, I don't know, Dr. Phil, National Geographic. Just kind of going chill. And that's what I plan to do for the rest of the day until my son gets home. Well, before I knew it, the mattress and myself were raising up slowly off the floor. I went completely to the ceiling. Now I know this sounds outrageous. I know it sounds unbelievable, but please, I'm telling the God's honest truth. I went up to the ceiling to where I was trying to push off the ceiling, like this. Push myself back down onto the floor. I'm in a panic, and there's a light fixture above me, the ceiling fixture. And my hand is going through the light fixture as if I was pushing through water. Well, I was trembling, I was terrified, and I couldn't speak, even though the words in my brain were, I was screaming out loud in my brain, but the words weren't coming out. So I started to pray. And then all of a sudden, I hear the words coming out of my mouth. And I was saying, Jesus, please protect me. Please, I pray in your name. Please get me out of this situation. And I kept imploring Jesus, because I had heard that if you call in the name of Jesus, he will definitely protect you. Well, it worked. The mattress slowly went back down on the floor. And there I laid, trembling, cold sweat, terrified, couldn't believe what just happened. So I get up and I sit up on the couch, and I'm literally feeling like this. Am I awake? Was I dreaming? I'm literally doing that. So, no, I was not asleep. That was a real occurrence, a real encounter with the paranormal. I'm sorry, my heart's racing just telling. My anxiety's going through the roof just telling the story. So, it took me a couple of days to recover from that. And now I'm beginning to think, what have I gotten myself into? What have I gotten my son into? Are we going to be safe? Well, as a single mom, raising 2 children, my daughter had grown, and she had gotten married. So there I was with my teenage son, and I didn't have a lot of money. And I was like, what am I supposed to do now? I have moved us into this tiny little mobile home, 2-bedroom, 12 by 60. That's all I could afford. Had an old broke down truck. So now, how am I supposed to proceed with our future? So after much prayer and contemplation, I decided maybe I was overreacting. This wouldn't happen again. I've already prayed to Jesus. And the next couple of days off to work I go, and it's a normal routine. So my heart settles down, the fears disappear. And I want to assure you at this point that there was no alcohol involved. I wasn't smoking anything funny. I wasn't on any medication. I'm completely sober. I live my life sober. Well, here comes the next encounter. Sorry for looking down at my notes. I'm trying to catch up to where I am in the story. But this is encounter number 3. or 4. So I come home from work. The night before I had, let me back up a little bit. The night before I had, washed the dishes, but I left them in the dish drainer. And I had plates and cups from dinner and the pots and pans that I had cooked with and several knives and forks and spoons, that kind of thing, was all in this dish drainer. So I come home from work one day and I walk in the house. Everything's nice and quiet. I enter the living room and I start to notice that all of my dishes are scattered all over the kitchen floor. Knives, forks, pans, plates, cups, glasses. The dish drainer is empty and all of these dishes are just willy-nilly all over the kitchen. Well, now I know I have a problem. Neil and I have a big problem. We are not safe in this house if sharp knives are being thrown, dropped, whatever, in the kitchen. So I call my stepson's wife, and I'm telling her the story, and she thinks I'm a little bit crazy, but she wants to see for herself. So I go and I pick her up. I'm like, okay, come on. So I had previously cleaned the kitchen and set it back the exact same way that it was with all the dishes in the dish drainer. And it took me, I'm going to say 45 minutes to go get her and bring her back. And we're standing in the living room, and all of a sudden we hear a noise in the kitchen. She and I are standing side by side, and all of these dishes start flying out of the dish drainer, hitting the walls in the kitchen, banging, hitting the floor. Again, our eyes get this big. As we, in real life, standing side by side, we're watching this happen. So I grab her, she grabs me, we run out the back door, we get in the car, we go back to her house, which happens to be toxic ex-husband's house, and I never returned. The toxic ex-husband and my stepson, they had to go out. They had to go to that mobile home and move my furniture and my belongings, Neil's belongings, back to his house. I called my son. I called my son. He was at work. And I said, do not go back to the mobile home. I have moved back in with a toxic husband. Please, when you get off work, come back to toxic husband's house and I'll explain everything. So friends, this is one of my paranormal stories, but this was the one that I wanted to talk to you about today. And it is true. It happened. My son never experienced anything. It always happened when I was in the mobile home by myself. So at this point in time, I would like to thank the 9,000 viewers that I have received in just a month's time. I know that listening to these stories takes time out of your life, and I just want to say thank you for helping me to grow my channel. If you enjoyed this story or you have a comment about the story, please contact me and let me know. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. I'll be glad to say hello and answer any of your questions or laugh at comments, so forth. But I really do appreciate everybody listening to my stories. And until next time, I hope you have a great day. May God bless and find some happiness. Thanks.